Hi everyone, welcome to Talk with Chi. Thank you to my subscribers for always tuning in and watching my videos. And if you're watching this video for the first time, kindly hit the like, share, and the subscribe button. Thank you. Today, we are going to be talking about a topic that is very sensitive, and it says the alarming rate of femicide in Nigeria. Femicide is a huge problem. It is a growing concern. And what is this femicide? Femicide is the intentional killing of women and girls based on their gender. Yes, and this is not just a Nigerian problem, it is a global problem too. The rate of femicide is increasing worldwide, in Africa, and as well as in Nigeria, and we cannot sit down and keep quiet. Nigeria's femicide rate was estimated at 5.7 deaths per 100,000 women and girls, and this is double of the global rate. Also, between July 2023 and June 2024, a study recorded a rate of 52 femicide reported cases. 52 between that space of July and June 2023 to 24, 52 reported cases. And mind you, these cases are reported. They are reported. What about the ones that are not reported? Globally, a study also recorded that 85,000 women and girls were victims of femicide, which was done 60% by their intimate partners. And also in this 2025, between January and February, 22 reported cases of femicide happened. 22, and these were the ones that were reported. What about the countless ones that went unreported? And this was between January and February. I could remember so many cases that happened between this January and February, and even in the previous year. The first one I want to talk about is Christiana case. She was, I think, a Unilag student. She was going to school, and on her way to school, she decided to branch at a place because rain was falling, and this guy murdered her. I remember that story vividly. I also remember Augusta's story that was murdered by her boyfriend. And during that time, I remember the Twitter comments and all that. They were like, oh, this is because she went after a rich man, blah blah blah. That should not be a justification for murder. Another case I can remember vividly is Salome's case, because this happened last month or so. Salome was an NYSC student, and she was murdered by this so-called gospel singer. It's just so sad. And another case I can remember also is Justina. I remember her because she was murdered by her boyfriend of 3 years. Another case I could remember is Bamishe. She was on her way back from work where she was murdered by a BRT driver. Another case I can remember too was Uwa. Uwa was in a church. She went to a church to read overnight or so, and she was murdered in that church. Another case I can remember is, I can't remember her name vividly, but she went in search for a job. And she was murdered by this guy that posed to be a recruiter. She was murdered by this guy that posed to be a recruiter and so on. And there are countless cases like that. There's this one that happened recently, Esther also. She was celebrating her birthday and this guy murdered her. She went to celebrate with him and he killed her, and the excuse he was giving is that she was a hookup girl, as if that should pass as an excuse to kill her. So do you understand? So can you see the pattern between these murders? It happens majorly by their intimate partners that are intimate with, or close friends or close counterparts. So can you see? So when we talk about the rate of femicide is increasing, please do not try to gaslight us that, oh, it happens, killing happens. It's not only women that get killed, men get killed, blah, blah, blah. Don't gaslight us with all that, because it's either you are blind or you are intentionally ignoring the fact that these murders are targeted. They are targeted towards women, and it could be misogyny that is the cause of all this, because it is targeted murder done on women. So the rate of femicide is not something that we should ignore, Because you can keep saying it can never be me, it can never be me, until it becomes you. If you don't talk about it, if we don't talk about it, if disciplinary actions are not put in place for these perpetrators, it will not stop. These people will keep thinking that they can kill women and get away with it because they have their fellow men to defend them and say, hey, she was into hookup now, and she was a prostitute. And so what? Is that a justification for murder? No, tell me. Is prostitution a justification for murder? Is it? Because I don't know why you people always fly that narrative of her being a prostitute, because anytime femicide happens, you people will always look for a way to cover it up or to blame the victim by saying, she went to do hookup. Because that is always the go-to excuse to justify femicide. It is not okay. Even if she was a prostitute, it does not give you the right to kill her. Okay, you're talking about, okay, she was into hookup. Bamishe was coming back from work. She entered a BRT. How do you justify that murder? How? Uwa was in a church. So how can you justify that murder? And being a prostitute is no justification for murder. Why do we run this narrative? It's annoying when I see comments, especially when Augusta died during that period. I saw a lot of comments from Twitter men, and I was disgusted, to say the least. People justifying her murder with where she followed a rich guy. That is what she gets for following a Yahoo boy, blah 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 and blah blah blah. And I'm like, were these people raised right? Someone just died, for crying out loud, and this is what you have to say? What about the women that get killed in poverty? The women that, are in marriages and they get killed, they get domestically abused and leads them to their death. What would you say about that case? Because you people are always looking for a way to justify femicide. And when women talk about femicide, you people try to say, no, it's just general killing. People are evil normally, so they kill other people. There is nothing like femicide. Men also die too, blah, 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 because I hear a whole lot of excuses like that. People just try to water down the whole thing, but it does not still change the fact that femicide rate is increasing, and if nothing is done about it, I hope and pray it does not touch home before you realize that this thing is something that we need to deal with, we need to battle with. Okay? Because these women that were killed by these evil men were people's daughters, people's sisters, people's friends, people's wives, people's loved ones. They were humans with feelings, with emotions, with dreams, with plans, and their lives were just cut off. Their lives were just cut short for irrelevant reasons, and it is not okay. It is not okay, and we can't keep keeping quiet about it. We need to speak about these things. We really need to, because women are not safe. We keep saying it. Women are not safe in this part of the world. Someone can just, decide to kill you for just merely existing. For just merely existing, someone can decide to just kill you. Because I don't know how else I can explain to these men that try to justify this killing that as long as a murder was premeditated, this person already has it in his mind to kill you, there is high chances that he's going to kill you. It has nothing to do with women should be careful, women should stop provoking men. It has little or nothing to do with that. These murders are premeditated. This man had it in mind. These men already have it in mind to kill their victim. It's not like the victim did anything wrong to them. No. It's just that they are evil, despicable humans that want to kill their fellow humans. That is what they are. So let's not try to whitewash and change the narrative when femicide happens. Let's call it what it is. So let's go into how to prevent femicide. There's no other way to prevent femicide by dealing with the root cause of the problem. And what is the root cause? These evil men that decide to kill women. They are the problem. Okay, so we stop telling women, try and be safe. Try to keep to time, do this, do that. Women have done every safety measure. They've carried out every safety measure, ensure that they are safe, and at the end of the day, this act is still done. So what else do you people want from women? Women have done everything. everything to protect themselves. They are being very cautious these days. They don't go out to strangers, they don't walk at night, they don't do anything that will cause harm to them. And at the end of the day, because a human that is so evil has decided in his heart to kill you, he will still get you. So I feel like the best way to prevent femicide is to make sure that deadly consequences are attached to these crimes. Deadly consequences, not just small consequences of life imprisonment. I'm talking about castration. I'm talking about death sentence, torture first. Like, high time you torture these people before you kill them. I don't even fancy other life imprisonment. No. You are not supposed to live long because you took a life. So you will die, but you will first be tortured before you die. That is my own. I feel like that is the only worthy punishment. Every other thing is just being gracious to them. Because I mean, you intentionally go after women to kill them, and you think you want to continue living your life freely. No. You do not deserve a life after that. And I think it's tiring to keep telling women to be safe. How safe can a woman be? Tell me, when these people are out to get women. How safe can you be as a woman? Because it can be you tomorrow. You will be so surprised. You will think you are very careful. You will think you are the most careful human on earth. You are the most careful woman on earth. You don't go to hotels. You don't visit men. You don't do this. You don't do that. You don't do this. You don't do that. And that's your boyfriend you've been dating for 5 years. God forbid he will not be the one to kill you. Because study shows that 60% of the murders that happened, it happened within intimate partners, meaning it was intimate partners that committed this crime towards these women. So you can think you are so careful, and God forbid that partner you are with becomes the person that ends your life. So how careful can you be? Tell me, how careful? If someone is out to get you, it only takes the grace of God for you to survive. I'm telling you the truth. It only takes God for you to survive. If someone has premeditated murder, then it takes God's grace to keep you safe. So instead of telling women try to stay safe, let's tell these men to stop killing women. How about that? Tell them women are not sacrifices, they are not praise. Stop preying on them. You will face the consequences heavily. So stop preying on women. Salome's case was so sad because this guy butchered her. Oh my God, that image is gruesome. And I keep wondering, are these humans at all? How do you have the mind to butcher someone so deeply? Like, God. Man, that particular thing messed with my mental health because I could not fathom how a fellow human can be so wicked. How a human can be so wicked to his fellow human. It's just too sad. And that is why I decided to talk about this femicide. It is important. It is important. Let's tell men to stop killing women, and let's put their consequences on this crime. Anybody that commits femicide will face the music. No going back. And this is where I bring this video to an end. I hope this video spoke to you. I hope I'm speaking sense. I want to see your comments in the comment section. I want you to, drop your own opinion about this topic. Let me know what you think. Thank you for listening to me. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Bye.